Hi, I am Pradosh Kumar, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Biomedical Engineering. In this session, I am going to discuss about the introduction to Programmable Logic Controller (PLC). Introduction. First, we will see the definition of a PLC. PLC is a digital electronic device to control machines and processes. It uses a programmable memory to store instructions and implement functions such as logic, sequencing, timing, counting, arithmetic, and data handling. It is specifically designed to make programming easy. Programming is primarily concerned with implementing logic and switching operation. Working. Inputs and outputs are connected to PLC and controller monitors according to the program stored in PLC by operator. Purpose of programmable logic controllers. Initially, it was designed to replace relay logic boards. For car, the relay logic boards were used, so it was designed in the purpose of replacing those relay logic boards with the PLC. It is a sequence device actuation and coordinate the activities. Accepts input from a series of switches. That is, a PLC accepts input from a series of switches. Controller sends output to devices or relays that will act as an output device. This is the block diagram of a PLC. Input module is used in the input side for sensing the inputs. So input sensing devices will be connected to the input module, and then an optical isolation is used to isolate the input from the CPU. So the second unit is a central processing unit, which comes with a memory, that is program memory and data memory. So we have shown the programming device, so that will be act as a controller in this case. So next is the output module. Again, the output module will be isolated using the optical isolation. Then the output module will be connected to the output load devices like motors, solenoid valves. Okay. So this is and also a power supply is needed for connecting the power to the PLC. Usually the input of AC 230 volt or 120 volt AC will be connected. That needs to be converted to the appropriate PLC requirement like 12 volt or 24 volt DC. So this is a block diagram of a PLC. First is the IO module is the input module. Here we have shown the diagram of the input module. It forms the interface by which input field devices are connected to the controller. So input module, we have seen this, the relay contacts, push buttons, limit switches, analog sensors, selector switches will act as a input. The term field and real world are used to distinguish actual external devices that exist and must be physically wired into the system. This is about the input module. So next is the output module. Here we have shown the figure of the output module, where we have connected the output module to the output units like solenoid valve and also the output activating devices, like relays, motor starters, indicator lights, LED displays and all. So the user power supply will be connected to this in the output side. It forms the interface by which output field devices are connected to the controller. PLCs employ an optical isolator which uses light to electrically isolate the internal components from the input and output terminals. And next is the CPU, Central Processing Unit, which is nothing but the processor. It is the brain of the PLC. It consists of a microprocessor for implementing the logic and controlling the communications among the modules. It is designed so that the desired circuit can be entered in relay ladder logic form. The processor accepts input data from various sensing devices, executes the stored user program, and sends appropriate output commands to control devices. So this is a figure in which we have shown the CPU and module connected to that. Next is the programming device. A personal computer is the most commonly used programming device. The software allows users to create, edit, document, store, and troubleshoot programs. The personal computer communicates with the PLC and using the processor via a serial or parallel data communications. And these are the advantages of PLC, that is a programmable logic controller. First is the flexibility. So the PLC is considered to be more flexible. Faster response time. The time taken for responding to the given input will be very fast. It has less and simpler wiring. We don't need much wiring for the PLCs. It is very less and simpler. Solid state, that is no moving parts. So this is a major advantage of the PLC. It uses the solid state devices. It does not require a moving parts for a relay, similar to a relay case. Modular design, that is, it is easy to repair and expand. Since the module type devices are used separately, we can take the different modules which has problem and we can repair and replace that. It handles much more complicated systems. So another advantage of PLC is that it is capable of handling the complicated systems. It is sophisticated instruction sets available in a PLC. So very comfortable in using the different instruction sets so that we can do different types of programming using the PLC. It allows for diagnostics, that is easy to troubleshoot. We can find the problem in which component or where we have get the exact problem can be identified, diagnosed. That's why it is easy to troubleshoot. The last point is it is less expensive. So compared to other different types of devices, this PLC is less expensive. So these are the different topics related to the PLC that we need to know for introduction of the PLC. So thanks for listening to this session. Thank you all.